We're ready for the final game of the opening day here at FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2017. 2013 losing finalist Mozambique up against the third place team from 2 years ago, Nigeria. Welcome along to Bamako, Mali from Me Tim Long alongside former Czech international Teresa Brantlova. The 21st edition of this tournament very much in full swing. 5 games already played on this court today, and we finish with 2 teams that'll have very legitimate aspirations of a podium finish, Mozambique and Nigeria, who both have their past glories. And we've had a few blowouts on this court today. Teresa, this one with the potential to be a close game.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those games today which should be exciting to watch. We should see some combination offensively, and as I already said the game before, that the defense probably gonna be a key element in these close games.
12 teams at the tournament altogether. We're going to have seen them all after this one. 2 groups of 6, each playing the other in their group for a total of 5 games. And those 5 games played over the course of just 6 days. So they have to show their stamina, and the coaches perhaps have to show a bit of intelligence in managing their rosters. And then we move to the quarter-final stage before eventually crowning an African champion next Sunday. What's it like as a player waiting to play in this last game?
Well, you know, I'm sure these 2 teams have scheduled their trainings as well at this time of the day, so they are prepared. You know, they're used to these late hours of their game today, so I don't really see it as an issue. You know, they could have at least briefed out all day. You know, their schedule previous the game, ahead of the game, is really, you know, leading all the aspects of that day towards this game. So they probably have had maybe a little walk somewhere in the morning, you know, then just got off some rest after the lunch as well, and then probably another short walk or some stretch or something, just to keep their bodies activated as long as possible towards this game. So I don't see it as an issue. You know, it's normal that sometimes you play these late games, so no issue at all.
Plenty of young players amongst those in Mozambique colours who've waited through the day for their chance to make their debut at a senior international tournament such as this. We've had their official introduction onto the floor, and now the introduction of the Nigerian players. They started with a 29-woman preliminary squad that they've cut down to the final 12. The team that picked up the bronze in Cameroon a couple of years ago, finishing with a 6-2 overall record, and they look to get themselves onto the podium again here in Mali this time around.
It's quite worth to mention as well that they lost to Cameroon in semi-final by 1 point. That's why they just grabbed a bronze medal at that Championships 2015 in Cameroon.
They are 2-time African champions, winning back-to-back titles. When they got the first in 2003 and then on home soil in 2005. They're the last host nation to have won the tournament, something Mali are trying to accomplish this time around, and started very positively in the penultimate game on court here today. Nigeria looking to try and match such a performance against sterner opposition. We'll just pause now for the 2 national anthems.
L'hymne national. L'hymne national du Mozambique. Thank you, thank you. Now,
closing in on the start of the final game of the opening day of the FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2017. A new-look Mozambique roster taking on a Nigeria team who took the bronze last time in Cameroon. Former Czech international Teresa Brantlever alongside me, Tim Long. And Teresa, the atmosphere and the temperature, thankfully, has cooled a little bit for this last game, but it still should be a very strong way to end the day.
Yeah, I think it's a shame that most of the spectators just left. You know, they just came support their team from Mali, the home team. But as you say, at least we've got a little bit the air to breathe as well. But it's going to be an exciting game. I'm pretty sure, you know, Mozambique has 4 new comers into the roster, talented comers, who has been, for example, you know, under 16 in Madagascar 2015, Pinto. You know, she averaged 14 points per game. She was part of the All-Star as well. And I'm sure that Mozambique is expecting some contribution from her as well in this tournament. You know, opposite way, we've had Akator Evelyn, who's a new recruit to WNBA as well. So both rosters have some talent as well to being combined with the experiences again, you know. So it's going to be an exciting game, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be fun to watch.
A couple of key young players that you picked out there. Chanaya Pinto making a senior international tournament debut at just 17 for Mozambique. And there we see Tamara Seda playing in a senior international tournament as well for the first time, having played in the NCAA for the University of Texas in El Paso. And you mentioned Evelyn Akator for Nigeria, who's one of their brightest young talents. She was picked at number 3 by the Dallas Wings in March's WNBA draft. So there is plenty of talent on the floor. And another young player for Mozambique, 19-year-old Luteria Lavangan, another one making a senior international tournament debut, led the country to bronze at the Under-18s Championships in 2014. So they have the young talent, Mozambique. They need leaders in that team as well.
It could be also, you know, I don't know if that could be an advantage to have these young players in the roster as well. I would say yes, but it's not easy transition to come from the junior or youth basketball into the senior level. So it will be interesting to see how these young players can cope with the level of the senior Afro basketball.
The preparations are finally over for these two, Mozambique and Nigeria. They get ready to open their campaign at the 2017 FIBA Women's AfroBasket. Local tip-off time of around 9:15 in the evening. And one final chance for a word from the coaches. Sam Vincent for Nigeria and Nasir Saleh for Mozambique. Nigerian coach says he's got high hopes for his team after an intense training camp and claims that they're ready to fight for a place on the podium. He said they cut a 29-woman preliminary squad all the way down to 12.
That's a huge number. That's a huge number to have 29 players in the pre-camps. Seems like Coach Sun-Min-sen had a lot of choices to pick out of these players, so I'm sure he has done a great job and picked the best out of those 29. And we will see them in today's game.
Well, they qualified automatically after their third place finish in 2015. They have had a bit of a lack of quality warm-up games, which he will hope won't come back to haunt them, but they've had training camps though in Orlando and at home in Lagos. And as far as Mozambique are concerned, they qualified as winners of the Zone 6 qualification playoff against Zimbabwe. Mozambique losing finalists as recently as 2013, as well as picking up silver medals in 2003 and 1986. They also had bronze in 2005 and 1993. Difficult to judge teams after this first day of competition, because some are playing in games where they'd be expected to win big and others are playing in games that are much tighter. You'll get a better idea as the group stage progresses.
Yeah, and the champion, there are actually loads of games they will play, you know, so as you said, it's hard to judge after these first games, but it could at least give us an idea how prepared these teams are for this championship.
So here we go, the stage is set for the conclusion of the first day of the 2017 Women's AfroBasket. Myself, Tim Long, alongside former Czech international Teresa Brantlova, ready to talk you through the action in the Malian capital. It's 2013 runners-up Mozambique against 2015 bronze medalists Nigeria, who controlled the opening tip. Moved on to this near side to Elonu, who we didn't get to talking about in the build-up, but she is perhaps their superstar. Across to the far side it goes to Elonu. Back it comes to Ogoke. He puts it up from the outside, can't get it to fall. Just about able to recover the ball underneath. Battling away on the boards, the two sets of players here, and eventually a foul.
We could see Mozambique started the game with the zone defense straight away to fill that inside space, to not able the Nigerian team to score easy basket under the rim. But unfortunately for them, you know, Nigeria has got into the offensive rebound and provoked the foul committed on number 13, Katur Evelyn. That's the WNBA new recruits we spoke about earlier.
Able to hit them both, get us underway. Nigeria on the board quickly. Moved out quickly by Masing. Balancing on the baseline to stay inbound. Seda unable to hit this shot, and then a turnover from Mozambique.
Yeah, and we've seen full court pressing straight away from Nigerian team. So both teams has got on with the strategies to play the opposition. So I'm sure it's going to be promising games, and we will see loads of changes of the rhythm of the game, offensively and defensively, from both sides.
Leah Dong there, who's returning to this tournament, having played a pivotal role in the team that won silver in 2013. Didn't play in 2015. Aisha Mohammed coming in for Nigeria as their captain. Across to the far side it goes, Ogoke to Kalu, and a turnover at that side of the floor as well.
Yeah, that has been the offensive foul of the screener. When you're setting the screen, you have to be stable. You can't move, you know. You have to be completely static.
So no field goal yet in the opening minute. Annabella Cossa bringing the ball down court. And it's a very stop-start to the game. Cossa, another who's returning, having last played in 2013. Seda clinging onto the ball, pivoting around, finding Cossa behind it, looking to set the screen as well. Room to shoot from the outside, off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Mwanga, but eventually back into the hands of Kalu. Nigeria looking to come in transition. Across to the far side, three-point shot for Ogoke, nothing but net.
That's been a great play from Nigerian team. You know, the attacker just attached the defense of the wing, and it was an easy kick got an open player, Ogoke Sarah.
Moyanga unable to answer back. Elonu moved around to Kalu on this near side, back into the centre to Ogoke, who hit that three. Kalu again, looking to attack from the near side. Calling for it inside was Madu. She steps back and takes on the outside shot though, and knocks down another. A couple of outside shots early on for Nigeria.
They've been releasing shot. They had a couple seconds left on the shot clock. One thing you don't want as a defender, to give her an open look for the shot.
Moyanga back out to Massing. Unable to hit, rebound pulled down by Dong, and then a foul called. Mozambique looking to get themselves on the board, trail 8-0. Forcing her way through the paint there, Dong. Foul on Madu.
Yeah, Dong is one of the players who returns from 2013 in Mozambique as well, so she has experiences from big tournaments, you know, and we could see that in the aggressivity of her penetration to the basket.
We talked about the young players needing guidance from the more experienced ones as well. Only 3 players have actually kept their place from the team that competed in Cameroon a couple of years ago. It's made up predominantly of new players and those from previous tournaments.
Which is quite interesting fact, you know, to know that the coach has returned into the older squad from 2013 more than 2015.
First basket for Adora Elonu. He was selected as one of the 5 best players at the tournament as Nigeria won bronze a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think the coach of Mozambique's team wanted that winning mentality, you know, them to grab the silver medal at that championship 2013 in Mozambique. It gives you a confidence, you know, and definitely
get those players to guide the young players, the players that have won.
Exactly, and they've been through that journey to take the medal at the big championship, and I believe that the coach just believes into this winning mentality. So that could have been one of the reasons why he picked quite a few players from 2013 squad.
Geke back to Madu. Madu goes back further to Kalu. Madu across to the near side. Elonu looks to move it on towards the low post, but it's picked off here by Seda. And now Massing launches one down the floor to Mwanga. Massing on to Dong. Dong to Mwanga on the far side again. Short from her. Mozambique trailing by 6. Fizzed into Elonu. Just couldn't quite grab the handle on the ball.
Yeah, Mwanga from Mozambique's team, she's 34 years old. Halar, number 9, is 34 years old. They have loads of experience in the roster this year. It could play in their favor in the tougher games. And so far, they are down by 6 at the beginning of the game, but I'm sure that's not what they've showed us so far, what they're gonna play. There's still loads of minutes left them to prove that they're here to challenge that title.
Emilia Massing onto Dong. Handoff to Mwanga. Plenty of touches for her early on. Kosa back inside Seda. Nice ball movement, and there they are showing us what they can do.
And that's been great read from Kosa as well. One of the another players returning from 2013 championship.
Ngifa onto Ogoke.
You know, the age in the roster can give you kind of like a calmness into your game, you know. They're definitely not gonna rush to make their decisions on the court.
3-point shot for Mozambique falls as well. Annabella Kosa, so 5 quick-fire points for them, and they're within 1.
We see them again playing a zone defense, 2-3.
Trying to squeeze that one up. Kator grabs her own rebound. Second bite of the cherry, it's good for her.
Yeah, they can play zone as much as they want to feel that pain, but if they're not gonna box out, which is a key element of playing zone, they won't be successful in it.
Massing looking to drive in from that far side, draws contact. Midway point of the first quarter. Nigeria up by 3, 12-9. Mozambique on that recent run though to close the gap after a slow start. Mozambique at the line. Making no mistake so far, Emilia Massing.
And we see that Nigeria is already in the foul troubles quite early in this quarter. There's been 6 minutes left when they've got into foul troubles, and every single foul will be awarded by 2 free throws for Mozambique.
Yeah, 4 fouls already from Nigeria in less than 5 minutes. Ngifa, and across to the far side it goes. Elonu moves it on under pressure. The double team forces them out of bounds though and into the turnover.
Yeah, and obviously Shida can use her experiences from American basketball. You know, it's a physical basketball, and we can see that so far she's performing well.
And Dong, brilliantly done. Got inside, spun to the hoop and finished. Quick release down the floor to Ngifa. Forced to hold it up though, Nigeria. Madu across to Elonu. Elonu tripped as she looked to find a passage into the paint. Great move this from Dong.
Yeah, I think Dunk was in the wrong defensive stance, because I'm pretty sure their strategy is to push the players to the sideline, not to allow them to penetrate to the middle where they have way more space and time to create for teammates or for themselves. So I'm sure she's going to learn from this situation, and next time she's going to close the middle.
Ooh. Tosu to the game. A bit of contact there, plenty of it. This doesn't look good for Mozambique. They've actually got themselves a lead at 13-12 after that slow start. It's Emilia Massing who's down on the deck. That doesn't look good at all, does it?
No.
That's what you really hope to avoid in these early games, bad injuries. And only 5.5 minutes into what is a huge game for her, wearing national team colours for the first time since 2009, having helped her country to bronze in 2005 as a 20-year-old as well.
Yeah, it seems like she's got more scared of that move than it could be something serious. Let's hope for her that we will see her again in the court in this game. And if not at this game, hopefully in the next game.
Yeah, let's hope. 13-12 Mozambique lead, 4.5 to play here in the first. Mozambique already a little short-handed. You can see her hobbling at the bottom of your picture. That does not look good. We'll restart with an inbound from Elonu. On by Tosu. Ngifa across to the far side. Outside shot good for Elonu.
I just hope it won't have any negative effect on Mozambique's teams, because when your teammate gets injured early in the game at the beginning of the championships, it could be quite mental disadvantage. But on the other side, you can also use it in your favor and just fight for that injured player. So we will see how the Mozambique team is going to cope with it.
Well, immediately they turn the ball over, but maybe they'll cope better with it in the long run.
Yeah, that's been quite bad angle for that pass from Mukubakin. You know, I think she should have dribbled a little bit more to the side to make her better angle to pass for Shida down in the low block.
Tosu on to Ngifa. Ngifa steps in towards the foul line. Great arc on that shot. Mukubakin, just 20 years of age, named MVP in the Mozambique League this year, playing her first senior international tournament. Back to Mwanga. 3-point shot won't go down for her. Rebound grabbed by Nyangifa. Tosu to Alonu, and then towards the baseline, trapped against the baseline. They're able to find their way out somehow. Akator, and they get the outside shot as they move it back out.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to have 3 people on the low block, post up, you know, and because straight away it leads into disadvantage for the open shots on the 3-point line, and that's what we've just seen, you know. It was easy for the big player just to find her open teammate on the top of the key, and she got completely open shot.
Timeout call with 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Mozambique 13, Nigeria 19.
Quando a bola entra aqui, eu vou pressionar. Atenção, estou a tomar pelo meio, tá? Este segundo vem para ajuda. Quando houver retorno, eu vou soltar. Percebe? Ele não tem que ganhar vantagem aqui e haver tiro curto, não. Ele tem que ser contestado, tá?
You're seeing some of the shooting stats here. Mozambique 3 of 4 inside, but just 1 of 5 from downtown. In contrast to that, the latest one for Nigeria makes them 3 of 5 from downtown, and they lead by 6 points.
Yeah, when you have a low percentage from long distance shooting, you want to give the ball to your big players as well to get them some touches to change the rhythm of the game, you know, just to give another opportunities for the team to score.
Saw the rebounding numbers a few moments ago as well. Nigeria already looking dominant, more than doubled the rebounds of Mozambique. Final 3 minutes of the first. That one against the side of the backboard by Maku Bakin. Goke quickly down the floor to Nyangifa, and she turns it over. A game here in the first quarter that looks like it could be close as it goes the distance. Just 6 points in it. Mozambique trying to close that gap here. Makubakin. Bounce pass in towards Seda. Seda handing it off to Kossa. Kossa looking for a bit of room on the perimeter. They just let her go. She takes the opportunity, doesn't hit. Offensive rebound, Moyanga. Will she do it the second time? Kossa, no. Another offensive rebound, and they'll put it in from closer, Maku Bakin.
You see how important the offensive rebounds are in basketball, you know. They missed 2 shots in their possession, and they've got the third opportunity to score, and they did.
Rebound on the defensive end as well, we set it. And then a whistle as the ball goes quickly up the other end of the court. Mozambique looking to make it a 1-possession game again. Two minutes of the first quarter to play. Nigeria by 4.
I love the last possession of Mozambique's team, you know. They played organized offense, which by the end led into the mismatches on the court, and they used it quite well because the big player was so confused, the big player of Nigeria, who to guard, that it just led into the open shot.
Mafanella, open lane for her, but she missed as she pulled up just beyond the foul line. Nakator across to Goke. Goke on the perimeter, moving it towards the corner. There's the double team. Can she find a way to pass out this time? Akator, in fact, she dribbles out, finds her way through, but called for a travel.
I'd love to see a replay. Seemed like a tough call. I think the people is gonna make their own picture, you know, opinion on this call. But what I've loved was the double team straight away in the corner of the court from Mozambique's team. That's definitely the spot on the court you want to double the players, you know, because you enable them to, you're basically taking off 2 directions from them to penetrate, but they just weren't close enough, so they allowed the Nigerian player goes through and use this advantage into the layup.
Just under a minute and a half to play of the first. Nigeria still by 4. We've not had a score in a while. Akashili switches the play across to the other side.
I think we can see the 1-3-1 zone at this moment from Mozambique's team. That's quite a specific zone, you know. You usually use this zone when they have a strong perimeter players and not as strong the big players.
Dancing her way through there was Elizabeth Pereira. One of just the 3 players to have played a couple of years ago for Mozambique that we were talking about. She gets to the line for 2, a chance to halve the deficit in the final minute of the first. So 2 points is the difference as she gets them both. Kalu.
I think Nigerian team should definitely look into the open spots on the baseline. You know, that's when there's a danger against this zone.
Kalu hitting the outside shot. I think it was a 2. Indeed, she had feet on the line.
That has been quite a nice pass from Mafanella out of bounds. She must have seen the defensive players coming from behind.
Mozambique struggling to find a way to get the ball in and out of their own backcourt here.
And also one of the key factors in the games are turnovers, and you don't want to give opposition balls for free, you know. You want them to work for them hard, so they have to really take care of the ball and not throw ball out of bounds easily like we've just seen into the hands of Nigerian team.
Kalu doing a great job of intercepting. Can they finally get the ball over centre court here? Nigeria doing everything they possibly can to make sure they can't.
Yeah, the best way to overplay the pressing is just to flash into the open spots and pass the ball. You can't really beat it by dribble.
Makubakin trying to do just that. She's trapped by the double team and then eventually found the pass. Mafanella onto Muyanga. Muyanga back to the perimeter. They'll take on the 3. It was a good open look. Closeout was late. They can't get it to go. Even at the second attempt, surely at the third attempt they will, and they do. Tamara Seda.
We already mentioned it earlier, you know, 3 offensive rebounds in 1 possession. That's a luxus not everyone's getting, you know. So Nigerian team needs to start to box them out a little bit, to push them away from the rim, not get these second, third options.
And that brings the first quarter to a close. It's a close one. Mozambique 17, Nigeria 21.
It's all right, we got to do a better job keeping it. Tens que acreditar. A Ruth está aqui.
Nigeria with a slender edge at the end of the first, up by just 2 in fact over Mozambique. Scoreline just a little late updating. Mozambique back within 2, and Nigeria led by the 4 points of Kalu. We've had a few players with 3 as well. Mozambique again have spread their scoring around. It's Dong who leads the way with 6, and then a bunch of players on between 2 and 4. It's a game that's not really found its flow yet, but it is a game with potential Two sides separated by just 2 points.
Yeah, these both teams are aiming to win the championship. While we've seen all the other teams at this championships earlier today, I would quite question that ambitions. But as we mentioned earlier, it's the first game of the championship for these two teams, so we will believe that they're gonna improve game by game.
And as I think we've mentioned a few times as well, there tends to at times be a team that starts off slow and then grows through the tournament.
We've seen that previously at the big championships, that happened.
These are two teams with the potential to do that. They'll both be desperate, on form or not, to start with a win.
I wonder if Mozambique's team gonna sit down in the defense, zone defense, for most of the game. You know, that's definitely not the enjoyable game for Nigerian team to play, because from the player's perspective, you don't want to play against zone all 40 minutes of the game.
Kalu to the corner to Elono. It was short from her though.
Yeah, but what works against the zone defense is a fast break, and I haven't really seen from Nigerian team those intentions to run it. So if they want to make Mozambique's team move and score some easy baskets, they have to start to run fast breaks.
One slips through the fingers of Adora Elono. We've had no score in the opening 46 seconds of the second quarter. Can Mozambique tie the game here? Pereira moved on via Seda across to the far side. Muyanga hangs it high for Mafanella, back to the foul line. Shot won't go, and Nigeria are able to grab the rebound.
That mid-range shot for the big player is usually the spot where they shoot from, and I would expect to be really high percentage shot for the big players, especially if they cooperate high-low, you know. But Shida at the moment just missed that easy shot for her. I'm sure she practiced that many times in her trainings.
Mozambique, another opportunity to get level or maybe even take the lead here. Annabella Cossa onto the left hand, looking to drive into the paint. She wanted to score herself, and coming across to block it was Madu, but a foul.
Yeah, we've seen that she put her hands down, and it's automatically foul in basketball. If she just would have kept her hands up high, you know, she would have blocked that shot anyway without committing the foul.
So it's a foul that sends Annabella Cossa to the line, where she hits the first. The next one would tie the game with just over a minute and a half played in the second quarter. We said the intensity of the heat and the atmosphere had dropped. The intensity of the players dropped as well, hasn't it, to this last game from the one we saw with the host Mali. So energetic.
Yeah, I think it's also because none of the teams wants to make mistakes at their first game at this championship, you know. You see that quite a lot, that these first games are quite nervous games, slow games, or on the other side it could have been quite quick games with loads of intensity, but that's not the case of the game between these two teams, Nigeria and Mozambique.
Yeah, as the hosts Mali, you don't really have a choice with that kind of atmosphere. On home court you have to play with intensity, but boy were they impressive keeping it up through the course of the 40 minutes. Mozambique trying to find their flow here. Seda's off the mark. Here comes Ogoke. Across to the far side, plenty of space on that far side. They'll step in for the long two, wouldn't go for Kalu. Second chance opportunity, little hook shot on the turn from Elono, who does have a good repertoire of shots.
That has been a great decision.
Pereira down the baseline, flips it up and in. Beautiful move from her as well. It's a one-point game again. Elono, back to Ogoke.
You can see that Mozambique's team put Pereira down under the rim to be the last player in that 1-3-1 zone. That must be someone quick, because there's loads of space to run to.
Kalu hitting the three. Nigeria just keeping their noses in front. by 4 now as it goes into Seda at the other end. She loses it quickly. And then a foul on Mafanella.
Yeah, as a big player, you have to feel your defenders, you know, and there's been almost a triple, you know, on her. And the experiences she has from NCAA, from the University of Texas El Paso, I'm sure she's got trapped already before. She needs to feel the defense. She needs to read it better and not to attack against the 3 defenders.
4-point leads for Nigeria. Their head coach offering a few words of wisdom on the bench. Elonu will inbound for them. Now she'll look to step out from the corner. Passes out of the double team that was quickly arriving. Very congested in the paint. Very little room to operate, and a foul called, I think, in the end from behind on Muanga.
Again, as I said earlier, in the zone defense, it's such important to pick up your player for the rebound. And that's what Mozambique hasn't done in this defensive possession. That's why Nigerian team grabbed those couple of offensive rebounds.
Goke flips it up with the right hand, can't get it to go off the glass. Plenty of room to operate for Mozambique now as Kossa looks to go coast to coast and finishes.
Great decision.
The lead back to 2 for Nigeria. Elonu bounce pass to Nyagifa towards the baseline. Long 2 goes right on the money, that one.
That was the spot I suggested Nigerian team to shoot from, because there's only 1 defender operating on the baseline, and if they use these short corners, it's going to be quite effective against this 1-3-1 zone.
Pereira missed the outside shot, and then wrestling down the rebound was Nyagifa, forcing the foul to be called. Approaching the midway point of the second quarter. It remains a tight game. Maybe if it remains tight into the second half, we'll start to see that intensity as the teams go through the gears and really look for the win.
Mozambique's team have quite short match-up on the court at the moment, and it just allows them to run some quick, fast breaks.
Great turn and shot from Madu, who's hit a couple in quick succession now. Certainly finding her shooting range. Kossa to Halar. Halar on to Pereira. Pereira going one way and then the other, looking to tie a Tosu in knots. Onto the baseline it goes. Muanga off the mark though. A long 2. Said she'd found her range. She misses that one, Madu. Certainly feeling it though after those previous 2.
Yeah, what Nigeria does really well is to finding those open spots against this zone defense, and that's been quite effective so far.
Knocked out of bounds, still Mozambique ball. 4.5 to play in the first half. Nigeria up by 6 points. Still 11 seconds on the shot clock here for Mozambique to operate in. Lavangan, 19-year-old, will inbound the ball after this change from Nigeria.
Yeah, she was the leader in 2014 on the 18 squad. So we will see if she can transfer it into the senior level, that leadership skills.
Kossa from deep off the mark with an offensive rebound. Fist across to the corner. And behind the back pass on the spin to try and keep it alive on the perimeter, but it was all a little bit desperate from Mozambique and they turned it over.
Yeah, they didn't help each other, because if there's a baseline penetration on the strong side, the weak side player should be in the corner for the angle to give for the pass, you know, and that player a little bit overslapped that timing to be there on time to provide a good angle for her teammate to pass.
going to have a timeout with 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the first half. Nigeria leading by 6 points, 30-24. They're just about keeping Mozambique at bay, although it's been a close game throughout.
So with the big thing, what we call that shed, the big is always free. So always back the ball.
Hey, ladies, 4 minutes, all right? 4 minutes. 4 minutes to half, and we want to play real solid right here. Okay, we want to get a basket here. We want to go down and get a stop. We want to come back and get up 10 points. All right? So let's don't be careless with the ball right here. Okay? Let's make sure we're getting real good shots in this next 4 minutes. No turnovers. Okay? We still got to...
Não forçamos o bloqueio, não há de show aqui dentro. Tá? E atenção às esquinas. Atenção às esquinas. Eu tenho que estar à frente do posto para conseguir vir para trocar. Tá bem? Não fico atrás. Pressiona em cima, tá? Atenção ao retorno de bola. Vou pressionar. Não tem que haver tudo para o meio. Fecha o meio. E venham sempre pelos laterais.
Interesting to hear the two coaches in the timeout there. Sam Vincent on the Nigeria bench, looking for a strong finish to the half and targeting a double-digit lead at half-time.
Yeah, and we could see that he just trying to tell his players to organize their game, not to rush their offense, you know, to play without turnovers, because Mozambique is one of the teams who can punish those mistakes. So, as you just said, just finish strong this first half.
And there are 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining of it. And as we come back off the timeout, it is Nigeria possession. Ngifa to inbound. Elonu, this is that one. Mozambique trying to recover the ball, and it's going to be their possession. The target for them will be trying to get as close to Nigeria as possible before the interval. Kosa.
We always
to
say,
stick with her down court, but they're doing it.
Yeah, you're right, and we always say, you know, as a players, after the halftime break, we're coming back on the court like it's 0-0 and we start the game again, you know, with the same intensity, with the same targets. And I think that's what both teams are aiming for.
A little bit more intensity shown there. Foul called non-shooting, so Mozambique will inbound from the baseline with Kosa. Deep inbound pass recovered by Mafanella. 10 seconds on the shot clock to work with. They hand it off to Halar. Don back for the three-point attempt from Kosa, who gets that one to drop and halves the deficit to 3.
That's an important shot from Mozambique's team now before we go to the changing rooms for halftime.
Tosu to Ngifa. Elonu. There's a free player inside there, and they make Mozambique pay.
In basketball, there's such important communication between players, and this was one of the situations showing us that the Mozambique defenders hasn't communicated well and left wide open player under the ring.
Mozambique going in and out a few times, even longer three. Missed that time, but they still get the 2 off the offensive rebound. Dom's done some damage. Nigeria can't answer back first time, but Koke able to recover the loose ball. And then there's a foul on the outside shot. It's going to be 3 free throws for Nigeria.
That's a little mental collapse from Halar, which is quite surprising in her age, 34, and she just gives 3 free throws for free. She tried to contest that shot, but she a little bit overrun that move and just run into the player while she was shooting.
So Nigeria had their 6-point lead halved to 3. Now a chance to double it back to 6 if they can make all 3. Upe Tosu, a player hoping to profit. One of Nigeria's rising stars. She's played a key role as a club side First Bank won the Nigerian Championship this year. also able to make all 3. So Nigeria are back up by 6 with 2.5 minutes of the first half to play. Kosa passes out to the double team that was quickly closing it down. There was a bit of free space for Mafanella, can't make the most of it. Nigeria looking to come back in transition now and call for a travel.
I would have chosen the different shot. I would have just pulled up for a jump shot where there's been a space instead of driving down all the way.
Sloppy from Mozambique, and they get away with it after turning the ball over. Pinto back to Kosa. Mafanella, and then move forward by Halar to the baseline. Don passes out to the corner to try and penetrate inside, and a foul as Janaya Pinto, the 17-year-old who's come into the game, looked to drive towards the rim.
Yeah, Mekubakin was a little bit slow on her feet from that corner. She allowed her player to penetrate again into the middle of the court, where there's loads of space to attack.
Pinto maybe feeling a few nerves coming in on such a big stage at the age of 17. Airballs her first free throw. She was a big hit, as we mentioned, at the Under-16 Championships in Madagascar a couple of years ago, averaging 14 points per game. Gets a chance with the seniors here. Doesn't take her chance out the line, though. Elonu across to the near side. Long 2, falls for Madu, who's hit a few in this first half. Double dribble called against Annabella Kosa. So every chance of a strong finish to the half for Nigeria, who lead by 8 and now have possession.
Yeah, she doesn't like that call. She's still discussing that with the referees. What have I done? I don't think I picked up the dribble by both hands to make that violation of a double dribble. But you know, the call has been made, and they gotta concentrate for the last minute and a half of this half of the game.
Timeout call with 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining in the second. Nigeria leading Mozambique 37-29.
Eu vou pressionar, vou fechar também o meio. Ela não tem que vir pelo meio dele. Quando a bola for para a esquina, vamos para trás, tá? Ela vai dar luta aqui. Dá-lhe igual na doja, não defendemos por trás, tá? Defendam por frente, contestam por frente, por frente, por frente. Ela vai...
One good stop here, and then we push it down and we get a score. All right, good job. Way to work, way to work. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Defense!
Good job.
Number 6 that came in now. She's going to drive it up.
If not by 11.
Make sure we step back.
See some of the shooting numbers. They're 2 of 12 from downtown Nigeria. And they still lead by 8 points as we approach the final minute and a half of the second quarter. That is one of their outside shots. They've not hit many of them.
Nigeria is following the instructions of Coach Samin Sen, you know, from the previous timeout. They avoiding turnovers, and they're trying to play a set offense to get some easy shots and to extend the lead in this game before the halftime.
He called for a double-digit lead at the half, and he's close to getting one. Kalu onto Elonu, back to Ugoke. They'll turn it over here, just, well, looked like they had. And then from the foul line, it ends up a pretty good look, off the mark for Makato. They get another chance. Ugoke. Elonu gets the defense moving, steps to the side, still can't hit. Mozambique just can't secure the ball here.
That's one of the key factors we mentioned earlier. If you're playing a zone most of the game, you have to be good at rebounds. You have to be good matching up your player and book them out.
There were 3 of them there ready to claim that offensive rebound. And then eventually they score. Elonu it is who puts it in, and it's a 10-point lead.
I think anyone would score on the 4th attempt of the offense.
Outside shot though for Katia Halar, giving Mozambique a bit of optimism towards the end of the quarter. 7 points the differential. Elonu back to Ugoke, is going to try and answer back. Can't though. Rebound grabbed on the defensive end this time by Mafanella, but she throws it straight into Nigerian hands. And even when they do grab the rebound, they're not doing themselves any favours. Alonu, quick pass, lovely hesitation, great composure in the paint as the captain Aisha Mohammed puts it in. And then gets the block as well on the defensive end, a big captain's intervention from her. And that right at the buzzer to deny Annabella Kosa at the end of the first half. A first half that Nigeria do finish strongly and have a 9-point lead. They've led by as many as 10. At the half, though, Mozambique 32, Nigeria 41.
Yeah, we have seen so far the game rhythm being very slow in this last game of today. There's been some really poor shooting from 3-point shots from Mozambique's team as well. What's quite impressive is that the Mozambique's team has more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds, which is quite unusual to see. 8 turnovers from both teams. That's not bad at all, you know. I think the huge difference is in the percentage of the shooting, and as well as making mistakes, which has been punished by the opposition. So again, you know, the lead for 9-point lead, it gives us basically a promising second half of this game, because that doesn't mean nothing in basketball, and it's going to be quite crucial and important how both teams going to step into the third quarter and set the rhythm of the second half.
That second half is coming up shortly. At half-time, Mozambique 32, Nigeria 41 the score. Welcome back to the Palais des Sports in Bamako, the Malian capital, where on the final game of the first day of action at the 2017 FIBA Women's AfroBasket Tournament, Mozambique trail Nigeria by 9 points. 41-32 the score in favour of those in green. And they'll be hoping to build off that at the start of the second half. I think in many ways, Teresa, it'll have been a slightly disappointing half for both coaches, although of course Sam Vincent will be the happier of the two.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tim. I was expecting to see a quite dynamic game from both teams. Instead of that, we're seeing Mozambique sitting in the zone for a whole half. You know, Nigeria is not aiming to run any fast break against that and break it down. I'm really looking forward to see what strategies both coaches going to come out into the second half with. Because, you know, yeah, so far it plays in favor of Nigeria, but can that last for the second half? You know, it's quite risky, and I think either of the coach should put strategy on to just extend that lead.
Kalu with the ball across to Agoke. Agoke double teamed and fouled as she was sandwiched. Teresa Brandtlever, former Czech international, alongside me, Tim Long, for this final game of the day here. Elonu with the inbound to Kalu. Kalu across to Agoke, who puts up the three-point shot and gets it to fall, so the lead up to 12, which is largest of the night. Mozambique looking to move the ball quickly to try and answer back, but Nigeria back in position, set in their defensive shape. Across it goes to Pinto, the 17-year-old, moved towards the baseline, knocked away though before it could reach Mafanella. Nigeria a chance to come in transition. It's a nice pass. Finish wouldn't go, but an offensive rebound. And she gets it to go the second time, Akator.
Against the zone defense, you don't want to force the passes. You know, it's either there or it's not, and you have to move the ball and just create the space for your teammate to replace you, to move, not to be static against the zone defense offensively.
A couple of chances to score for Mozambique, a third chance, and it is third time lucky for Dong, who gets a chance at the three-point play. Mozambique needed that one after a slow start to this third quarter.
She's proving that she's a key element of Mozambique's team. She's such strong under the rim. She has a power in there. She has the stability in there, you know, to get those rebounds and just pull up their shot and commit and provoke the fouls from the opposition team.
The lead 46-35 in favour of Nigeria. Just over a minute into the third quarter. The score at the bottom of your screen hasn't updated yet in terms of Nigeria. They've got 5 more points than that. They're looking for even more than that. And they force that one up and in.
We see again the full good pressing from Nigerian team to enable Mozambique create.
Plenty of space here.
Great
job. A little bit of composure in the paint from Dong.
That was a smart play from Kosa on the point guard position to overplay this full good pressing from Nigeria.
Elonu, 11-point game now. The score at the bottom of your screen is corrected. Nigeria add a couple to it and hit the half-century mark, leading by 13 again. There's that quick play down court from Mozambique once more. And this time they'll have to earn them from the line as Muanga gets caught.
I think both coaches heard us to talk about that the intensity has to increase, intensity of this game, because the first half was quite slow, kind of walking basketball, you know, I would say almost like a basketball for old people, but that's not the case of these teams. They have some youngs in the rosters and they needed to speed up their game to change the rhythm offensively and defensively.
The line is Roots Muanga. Is able to close the gap again. Elonu back to Kator. Now Ogoke. Ogoke across to Kalu. Kalu in towards the edge of the paint to Madu. Trapped by the double team, able to find the free player in Kalu, and she makes that room count.
She seems to be on the fire hitting those 2 shots against that zone.
Nice quick pass from Dong to find Pinto. Bit of a no-look pass, but she can't make the most of that situation. Nigeria up by 14, despite Mozambique's best efforts in terms of playing a little quicker. Nigeria still out in front with the largest leads so far.
Because they're playing more effective into the zone, Mozambique is sitting in the whole game so far. They're finding those open spots, they're moving, they're using the effective dribbles, not the dribbles which doesn't give you any advantage. They're using it in their favor to move the defense of Mozambique. That's why they extending the lead.
Denied, but a foul. Smile on the face of Evelyn Akator.
It's a hard decision for officials to call these situations when the hands are in the air and having that intention to go down. Could have been called as a foul, didn't have to, so the officials made the decision.
Dong makes the first from the stripe. There is a slight differential again between the score that we're seeing here in the arena and the one at the bottom of your picture. Mozambique up to 40 as far as we can see. Trailing by 12. Dong closes the gap by 1 more. Leading scorer for Mozambique now with 15. Ogoke across to the far side, they move it to the corner. Inside it goes, surrounded by 3. And able to draw the contact is Akator.
Nigerian team's playing quite decent against that zone. They're changing the rhythm. Now previously they hit 2 long distance shots. Now they gave the touches to their bigs. That could definitely work against the zone.
Akator scores her 7th point of the game. And the 8th quickly follows. Nigeria keeping that bit of breathing room between themselves and Mozambique throughout the course of this 3rd quarter so far. Three fouls apiece now. Setter with the inbound to Kossa. He'll bring the ball down the floor. Up against the leading scorer in the game, Kalu, who's got 17. Recovered here by Mafanella. And towards Kossa, who can't control. Mozambique turn it over. Nigeria up by 14 and a chance to extend that.
Kossa hasn't really moved to change the angle again to get open for the pass, and that's why he just led into the turnover.
Ogoke, then across from Elonu, back to Ogoke. Elonu again from that far side, short. Try and recover the loose ball.
Great call by officials. That has been an intentional move from behind of the player. Absolutely clear decision.
Checking out of the game as a result, Ndidi Madu. Kossa. There's a whistle on the play away from the ball. Just over 6 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
That was the foul committed for no reason, because Nigeria is in foul troubles, and this foul on the player without the ball just gives Mozambique's team opportunity to score for the foul line.
At the stripe is Ileana Ventura, one of those 3 players who played in Cameroon for Mozambique a couple of years ago. We've got an 11-point deficit as far as we can see. Kalu, 17 points for her, this time looking to play the role of facilitator, but unable to do so. Mozambique looking to come in transition. Across to the far side, where there wasn't as much room to operate as Miranga thought.
It's a great look. The Nigeria's offensive possession down on the rim, but if you ask for the ball in that position, you have to be able to score and attack the basket, not to just panic and throw the ball to the air, hoping that someone's going to catch it.
Tamara Seda hands it off to Kosa. Kosa driving all the way across that far side to the baseline. Mafanella back to Muyanga. Not really going anywhere with it, Mozambique at the moment, but Muyanga just throws one up there and scores.
That's one of the lucky shots. And the shot has been great contested, but still goes in.
Kalu to Udea. Udea with the entry pass, strong play inside, but an offensive foul called against Mohammed.
I think the defensive player has been inside of the charge circle. It'll be quite interesting to see a replay.
Let's see if we get that. The scoreboard in the arena here says 45-54, which makes it a 9-point game. 1 point difference to the score that's showing at the bottom of your picture. Tosu called for the foul before it could come over centre court.
I'm sure Coach Sam Vincent won't be happy with these fouls when the players are not even dangerous. They're not even looking at the basket, and Nigerian team is committing fouls while they are in the foul troubles, just giving them points for free to cut that march in the score.
Yeah, already at the foul limit, over the foul limit, and still 5 minutes of the third quarter to play. We're dead on the midway point of the quarter. Annabella Kosa at the line. It's the second, makes it an 8-point game. Kalu back to Ngifa, across to the far side it goes again. Mohammed will shoot the outside shot with Kalu. Scoring's dried up since the first half though. Mozambique able to come away with it here. Ventura. Ball out of bounds, still Mozambique possession.
I would love to see from Nigerian team a little bit less dribbling into that zone and just, you know, to look before you receive the ball to see what action is there for you, either pass, either penetrate. I think they have that one extra dribble, which takes that 1 second when they're missing the open positions.
Kalu, difficult shot against 2 of them. She only had one thought in mind though. There has been a little bit of an increase in the intensity, I think, over the 5.5 minutes of play since the break.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. That the tempo has changed, and I'm so pleased to see it, because as this is really late game of today and it's the last game of today, yeah, as I said, I'm pleased to see that intensity increasing.
Mohammed off the mark with the first foul shot. Of course, it always helps for the neutral if you have a close game as well. The last game of the day. This one is close enough. Might get a little bit closer after Mohammed, the captain, misses both from the stripe. Kosa bringing the ball over centre court. Teammates on the move here. Ventura coming across to this near side. They swing it to the far side, look to go down the baseline. Here is Ventura for the 3. Rebound pulled down aggressively, and they have to fight to keep it alive on the baseline.
Great look.
great move, bit of contact, but Ngifa couldn't quite get it to drop.
And that's what we spoke about earlier, you know, one way to play zone defense is to try to run fast breaks, and Nigeria just did it perfectly at this possession.
So they will go back to the line where they missed their last couple. Tonye Ngifa able to hit this time and stretch the lead just a little bit. And they get the offensive rebound off the missed foul shot. So chance for 2 from the field, short from Udaya. Try and grab another rebound, and they do get possession in their favour.
We've seen 4 Mozambique players down on the rim, and still the Nigerian player has got ball possession. Great effort.
The score is 46-55. It's kicked across to the far side. Elonu unable to hit the shot, out of bounds. It's still Nigerian ball. 45-57 is showing on the bottom of your screen. It's 46-55.
Yeah, if we would have watched hockey right now, we would have said that they're sitting in their defense too long. They might well get tired, but these little breaks should give the Mozambique's team a little time to rest and keep up with that defense.
Well, in a game that has been pretty stop-start, there's a stop that you don't often get. 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Who's going to be brave enough to jump from the players? No one. Would have guessed that Shedamai would have jumped to try to tip off that ball held on the backboard.
Makubakin has had a bit of a rest. Up against her opposite number, Atosu, onto Dong. Dong hands it off to Venturo, not afraid to unload from deep. Have to balance on the baseline to keep it in play here, but Nigeria come up with the ball. Koye able to wrestle it away, moves it forward to Elonu. Ngifa again, unable to hit. Nigeria not taking opportunities to try and put this one to bed. They're giving Mozambique hope. Swinging around the perimeter across to the far side, try and get down the baseline. Ventura, she'll shoot for 3 again, this time way wide of the basket.
I see a little bit of lack of cooperation between the players on the court. You know, we already mentioned it earlier as well. Once your teammate's penetrating to the baseline, you have to go to the corner to give her the angle to pass. But it seems these players are quite a little bit lazy to make that extra step to help their teammates.
Elonu did well, turning away from the defense, using that long right arm outstretched, attacking the rim. Ventura. Clinging onto it under pressure here. Still holding on to it, almost got it to go somehow off the backboard.
You know, the key to run fast break is to make the quick first pass, and that's what Nigeria struggles with. They just grab a perfect rebound or perfect steal, but that first pass is just too slow for them to run any effective fast breaks against the zone defense.
Yeah, how many of those quick first passes did we see in the opening game on court today? Senegal, who destroyed their opponents with the fast break.
Exactly. I think 3/4 of that Senegal's points were from the fast break. It would have been quite interesting to see that side, to know. But exactly as you say, Tim, they've been brilliant in that first pass, the quickness of the first pass, to just allow them to do one extra, and the player has been wide open under the rim.
The score we've got here in the arena with 1.5 minutes to go in the third quarter is 46-57 in favour of Nigeria, an 11-point lead. Both teams over the foul limit. At the foul line is Upe Atosu. They have missed a few foul shots in this quarter. They missed both there.
I think it's been second time this quarter that they missed 2 free throws in a row.
Dong, a bit of intensity down court from her. Try and search for an open look. Dong turning to face the basket and getting hit. She'll go to the line for 2.
You know, when we train during the weeks, we usually play just a 5-on-5 without the dribbling. And that's quite effective too, to learn how to play a quick game without extra dribble. And I think both teams would need that training now, because I can see that both teams taking that extra dribble, which then allows them to make that extra pass on the to the open position of their teammates.
Dong at the line hits both, so does what Nigeria couldn't on a couple of occasions in this quarter. And it is a single-digit game again, 48-57. Approaching the final minute of the third quarter. Elonu. Akashili across to Tosu. Akashili again. Elonu on the far side, closed down quickly. She might have had a bit of space otherwise. Akashili steps in for the mid-ranger, can't hit. Mozambique with the opportunity to finish the quarter strongly here. If they can get this rebound, they can with Seda. Able to turn away from pressure. Here goes Makubakin into the corner. That's a poor pass from Dong. Tosu. Akashili, and arriving on the far side, Okoye to put it in.
That has been a great cut we've seen. It's just a shame that we don't see it more often in this game.
20 seconds remaining in the third. Makubakin to Dong. How's the decision making this time? Finds Makubakin. She'll try and go for 3. Short. Dong with the offensive rebound, and then it's a strong shoulder into the sternum of her opponent.
Yeah, Okoye was in a great defensive position just to commit this charge.
So the offensive foul against Dong. 6.8 remaining at the end of the third. 11 points Nigeria lead. Have to get one away quickly here. Right on the baseline, no time to do that, and that brings the third quarter to a close. Nigeria leading by 11. It's Mozambique 48, Nigeria 59. It's a large enough lead that Coach Sam Vincent will be happy enough, but it's not game over just yet, with 10 minutes to play.
But I'm pleased to see that the intensity has increased the second half of this game, and the players following the instructions, and I hope that the tempo is going to stay for the last quarter of this game as well, because it gives the options, it gives the opportunities for players to create as well, and it's so much more enjoyable to watch when the intensity is higher.
Well, let's hope the intensity continues to rise as we move into the fourth quarter. It will have to, from a Mozambique point of view, if they want to close that double-digit gap. Nigeria in a healthy position, but Mozambique still very much in with a chance. Two teams on display here who seriously would have considered themselves contenders to be one of the couple of African representatives at the World Cup in Spain next September, but they're perhaps going to have to pick up their performances a little more as the tournament goes on. It's been a rather lacklustre first 3 quarters, although Nigeria happy enough to have an 11-point lead as we start the fourth. Makubakin. Oh, blocked on the three-point attempt was Ventura, and that leaves the free passage down the floor for Elonu.
I'd love to see this action for the rest of the game, you know, just to get the quick steal, quick run, easy layup.
Quick points at the other end from Makubakin, the 20-year-old, the MVP of the Mozambique League this year.
I think both teams are like a motor, you know, they need time just to speed up, so, and that's the way both teams play. They started very slow this game, and the intensity by the time is increasing slowly.
They're going to be lightning fast by the end of the tournament, if they make it that far. Dong with a hand in her face, can't hit that one. Rebound picked up by Atosu. It's a quarterback pass that's comfortably intercepted by Ventura. Across to the far side it goes. Crowded on the baseline, no room to operate as Nigeria move the ball away. Now their turn in transition. The block from behind, swatted away by Seda.
Seda, just sack it out of this house. You're way shorter than me. You're not gonna get this easy layup.
Almost out the door, that's open towards that side of the court. Still Nigerian possession. Still trailing, or still leading rather, by 11, and in fact now by 13 as Madu scores that time. Double figures for her.
That's a big misunderstanding in Mozambique's team. Miscommunication, because to leave the player wide open down on the rim,
Miss at the other end from Seda. They have to be careful here, Mozambique, that this game doesn't get beyond them with only a little over 8 minutes remaining now. It's a really significant passage of play for them. Kalu moving to the left, misses the shot. Mozambique do grab the rebound with Pinto, the 17-year-old. What's the call here? Hard fall for Kalu. Joint leading scorer in the game with 17, along with Dong. Elonu will inbound for Nigeria. 8 minutes to play, 13 points the lead. Across to the far side it goes to Ogoke. Elonu moving it back to Akator, onto the baseline, back out to the perimeter. Elonu, shot clock still with 10 seconds remaining. They do get a good look in the end. The runner goes for Ogoke.
I was just about to say that Mozambique has changed the zone defense into 2-3, and what Nigeria did really well, they just overcame the first line of the zone, and it was quite easy for them to score the second line.
Mozambique answering back with a score of their own, but they can't just trade baskets at this stage now with 7.5 minutes to play and a 13-point deficit. 3-point shot will fall for Ogoke. 5 quick-fire points for her. Chance to add more as well. Mozambique with a few heads dropping now, I think. Making some silly errors.
Yeah, I was thinking about how to say that, and silly errors actually define that really well, because it's not that they play bad or terrible, you know, it's just these little details, mistakes they doing, and it's just putting them down, because every time they get closer to the Nigerian team, they do these little silly mistakes, which causes Nigeria to get some points or advantage, mental advantage as well, and it plays in their favor so far, because it's leading by 16 points for Nigerian team.
The coach recognising those errors and wanting to sort it out calls the timeout. Mozambique trailing 52-68.
All right, now we play smart for the next 7 minutes.
I think we will see from Mozambique's team to try to get a quick rebound, and you know, they have a quick double on the top of the zone, and they will try to probably run some fast break as well, because one good thing in the zone when you have a quick players on the top is to try to aim and run those fast breaks after any steal or quick rebound. You
heard Nigeria's coach Sam Vincent. They're calling for his team to be smart for the final 7 minutes. They do have that 16-point lead to protect. It's a lead that they're looking to add to.
I would have said that's quite enough points to just go into the winning end of this game, but I've experienced many times during my career and during also observing other games that 7 minutes to go is still loads of time for Mozambique's team to step up and come into the game.
Makubaki. Goke forces her away, she clings onto it. Pereira looking to quicken the pace, but she just runs into trouble. It's swatted away by Akator. Kalu. She moves it on to Madu, back to Kalu again. 3-point shot at Goke. She's hit one in this quarter already. Can't hit that one. Alonu trying to wrestle down the rebound, but coming away with it is Makubaki. Step back and score for Pinto, the 17-year-old.
That's what I spoke about, right? In defense, they just grab quickly the ball after the blocked shot and just straight away run fast break effectively.
Kator. Lead is 15 for Nigeria.
Not sure if that instruction from Coach Sam Vincent to play smart was to play slow again, but I'm sure that wasn't the intention from him to give that instruction. They still can play smart but quick, you know, to change the rhythm of the game. Try to run some fast break, then slow it down, but that's what he meant by playing smart.
They've just turned the ball over, giving Mozambique a chance to just close the gap slightly, give themselves a glimmer of hope. Makubaki. Sooner rather than later, they need to put together some kind of a run, Mozambique. It's not happened for a long time as it goes in towards the low post here. It's going to be 2 foul shots for Tamara Seda.
Yeah, Kalu just overslept again at that wing position. She hasn't dropped down while the ball moved, because in basketball you want to move as the ball moves. Once you find yourself standing in one place for too long, there's probably something wrong, and you've probably made a mistake in your defensive stance.
Let's see what Seda can do from the line. She closes the gap a little. Just have to keep eating away at this deficit, see where it takes them. Remember, even if they can't come all the way back and get the win, it still could be significant how close they can get. Points differential could prove pivotal come the end of the group stage.
Mozambique's team needs to believe, you know, because they've proved this game that they can put Nigerian team under huge pressure.
And there's some of that pressure as they force a turnover.
And again, we see the same situation all over again, that someone's penetrating the baseline and the player on the weak side doesn't move into the corner to give her the opportunity to pass.
They can't make the most of it on the offensive end though, as Mafanella has it knocked away. Quick pass from Nigeria, too high though from Kalu. We're approaching the midway point of the final quarter. 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining. 13 points the difference. Just the 1 foul for Nigeria so far here in the 4th, but they've had foul trouble leading up to this point. Madu fouled out of the game already. Crosser. Aggressive attempt from Mafanella, and in the end it's put in off the offensive rebound from Seda.
I kind of feel Mozambique plays smarter right now than Nigeria. They're using their advantage down under the rim in terms of high advantage of Seda.
Geke across to the corner. Alonu looking to drive the baseline and puts it in. Important one perhaps for Nigeria, because Mozambique were closing the gap. Alonu now with 16 points. And there's the interception from Kalu. The quick pass down the floor if they can reel it in. Agoke can. Alonu will finish the job.
And that's playing smart. get the quick steal and run for fast break, because they've noticed that Mozambique just overslapped that transition defense. Easy 2 points.
Kosa. Mozambique just hinted at a comeback, but that might be beyond them now. Maybe not. That one bounces in. Under 4 minutes to play, though. They trail by 13. Ogoke. Oh, almost the interception at centre court from Pinto. Why not? She's trying to continue that tenacity. They move it to the near side to Ogoke, though. Shot off the mark, recovered on the baseline by Mohammed. Hustle play from Nigeria. Fresh 14 seconds to work with, and they'll take their time with it. Just taking those precious seconds off the game clock. 3-point shot. Wouldn't go for Kalu, but an offensive rebound and a foul.
Alonu plays impressive game today, scoring 16 points so far. She's been effective on the board, into the penetration. She's definitely one of the key players of the Nigerian team tonight. It will also be interesting because the game is, there's a march 13 points, 3 minutes to go. Mozambique is down and they've been sitting whole game in the zone, and now what the instruction or the tactical strategy should be is to start to a little bit press, you know, Nigerian team to get them under the pressure to force them to turn the ball over. But I want to see if the Mozambique team is going to just play for the score, or they're going to get out of that zone and put the pressure a little bit more on the Nigerian team.
Mafanella, nice pass in towards Muyanga. Blocked off, though. She looked to shoot, and two sets of players still very much fighting in this game. How about that for intensity? Final 3 minutes, 14-point Nigeria advantage. Now closing in on a win to start this campaign at the 2017 FIBA Women's AfroBasket. Tosu to Ogoke. Ogoke to Elonu. Elonu losing out. Kosa. Crossing over to the left side, looking to get in towards the paint. They do get a good look in the end as Mafanella picks it up off the deck and puts it in. Goke just waiting for Kalu to join.
Now that's the time Nigeria needs to start to play smart. Exactly like that.
Well, that is smart.
Beautiful
Turned on
play.
and put in by Akator. Just about seal it. 2 minutes to play, 14-point lead. Kosa to Pereira. The foul called on Kalu. It's going to be her third. Only the second foul on Nigeria in the quarter. Sends Elizabeth Pereira to the line. Pereira closes the gap to 12. Just under 2 minutes to play.
Still see Mozambique's team sitting in zone 3-2 now. I think they have used all kinds of zones. They almost exist. They just haven't used the diamond when one player plays a man-to-man defense and the rest of the team zone defense. But I think that's the only zone defense they haven't used so far in this game.
They can't quite seem to find the right solution. Trailing by 12. Just over 100 seconds to play. And Elonu inbounding the ball. Leading scorer in the game now with 19. Player who was selected as one of the 5 best at the last tournament a couple of years ago. Kalu was caught on a route to the rim, and she will go to the line.
That's been a great cut. That's one thing you want against the zone. When your teammate stops dribbling, you have to cut into the open position.
A chance for Kalu to catch up her teammate Elonu, tie her with 19 if she can make this next one. 2 big offensive outputs from 2 big players for Nigeria, and she does indeed tie as the leading scorer in the game. They've got 4 players, Nigeria, in double figures, which will please the coach, I'm sure. Strong rebound from Akator. Quick pass down the floor, reeled in by Kalu. Mohammed losing out that time as it's forced out to bounds on the far side. Still Nigeria ball though.
I would have preferred to see in the control the rhythm at this stage of the game, 1 minute to go. I know we've been asking Nigerian teams to run the fast break, but you know, leading by 14 points, 1 minute to go, you don't want to rush. You don't want to make these mistakes because they were quite close to making that mistakes and lose the ball.
Now Kator puts it in that time. She's one of those 4 in double figures, now has 13. There's a whistle on the play here as Kosa looked to pull up for the long 3. 16-point Nigerian advantage and just 1 minute exactly to play. Not quite sure who the call was against here.
I think there's been something with the shot clock.
Well, we're going to have a timeout to get those issues ironed out. 56.4 seconds remaining. I said there was a minute exactly to go before, so maybe they've just adjusted the game clock, or at least maybe they will. But Nigeria lead by 16, 80 to 64.
Is this the timeout Mozambique's coach has called for to change their tactic by the end of the game? To change their defense into man-to-man aggressive defense, to hope and believe that they can lead Nigerian team, to give them some balls as a turnovers and give them another opportunity to score. Let's see what the strategy is going to be like after this timeout for the last minute of the game.
It looks like Nigeria have done enough for a double-digit win. I'm sure there's things that they will want to adjust going into the second game tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see how they deal with different opponents. Pinto's inbound. Labangan in the game hasn't played a great deal, and maybe she should have played more.
Yeah, that was a smart move from Mozambique, try to get the quick 2 points.
Elonu across to Kalu, 2 leading scorers with 19. Then Okoye, Kalu to Ogoke, the 4th player in double figures. Across to the far side it goes. And getting free, but failing to score, was Okoye. Kosa, she'll stop and pop for 3 and knocks it down.
That's been a brave move. We've seen that the coach of Mozambique hasn't followed my advices to go into man-to-man defense, but it works for them, you know. They played the zone defense, they just scored quick 3 points and they're almost in the single digit again.
Kalu to Elonu, one final shot at the buzzer, wouldn't fall for her, but it is a win to start for Nigeria on the opening day of the 2017 FIBA Women's AfroBasket, and they win by 80 points to 69 in the end. 4 players in double figures, Elonu and Kalu, the 2 most impressive, with 19 apiece.
we've seen two completely different halves from both teams. The intensity has been increasing by the time of the game, and let's just hope that that increasing level is gonna stay for both teams for the next games, and they will be running a little bit fast breaks, they'll be changing the rhythm of the game as well. You've seen Mozambique sitting in the zone defense for all game, which is quite unique to see at this level of basketball, but you know, it brought them to be quite competitive to this team of Nigeria. I think Nigeria has been looking for their style at this championship, and I'm sure in the next game they're going to show up stronger than today, because they will know what to improve on. What didn't work today, they should work on for next game.
Start slow, finish strong, perhaps the mantra for Nigeria at these championships. They've won the first game anyway, though, by 11 points. The final score, Mozambique 69, Nigeria 80.
Even though I have to say, this group of death, as we call it, Group B, I think Nigeria is going to have a difficult job to play against the tough teams they have in their groups.
It's been a pleasure having your company on the opening day of this tournament. We'll see you tomorrow for game day 2.